Hello, I'm John Joe. Welcome to Line War. Today we have an early engagement from Mutant and Animorph. So Mutant is blue and Animorph is red. Animorph's going for 3 barracks starting and... nope, 4 barracks and 2 factories. Starting a bit in the forest here for Mutant. We've got 5 barracks and 1 factory. So a bit of a difference in start and play. I'm not quite sure who we can say won that first engagement, but I'm thinking Animorph probably still has more units available to him at the beginning, so I think he did. We've got one group going off this way. Animorph did 2 groups at the back there going off different directions, so he started with the same force with less units. But we do still have this area kept for Mutant, so he's still able to get out there, maybe spread out a bit more. Could cut off Animorph, and that could be more beneficial in the long run. You've got a bit of eco coming from Animorph through in industry there. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything else he's doing. He's going for energy. Just spotted. He's getting an energy well there and then he's coming back down. So he might have a plan to use his energy. We do have energy coming out from Mutant. Mutant missed an energy well there. He could have grabbed that before he got his units to bugger off. Over in this section we've got artillery backing up the infantry, and there's not many people on the front line. You probably want to retreat these guys and bring them back to this section here, which looks to be what he's doing. I wouldn't go for a defense. You've got mostly infantry, but it will help against the infantry on the ground. But the artillery are just going to outrange you, and you've lost health building it, and you'll lose health from the artillery as well. So I probably would have just set a formation line in orange, maybe blue. Blue because it's a retreat. But yeah, we've got a lot of units grouping up in this section here. I think Animorph's going to get a good engagement because of what units he's using. He has twice the amount of production of artillery, but it looks like actually Mutant is not going for artillery anymore. Just spotted he's building tanks. I could hear it rolling over the ground there. And tanks can be quite effective. I can't remember what the patches said from the last update about tanks. I haven't played too much, to be honest. I've just watched recently. And I haven't seen a lot of tank action, to be honest. But they could be quite good at handling the actual increase in artillery on the ground, whilst having the infantry deal with infantry. And that could give Mutant the advantage. It looks like both players are trying to expand up north with whatever they have, or whatever they can muster in that direction. And they're both bringing some units down and around to this side here. So there's going to be multiple engagements soon in different locations. 2 tanks rolling in just alongside this artillery here, and they're pushing into a defense line here. It might be wise to just get these tanks to move around the back of this, but they have just built it, so maybe it shouldn't matter too much. There we go, 1 artillery's down, another one goes down. We've got 2 more left, and we still got the 2 tanks, and one's heavily damaged but the other's fine. One's off of the defensive line, so he's not getting a bonus there. But we still have 3 artillery that have come in now in total against this 1 tank. I don't think that tank's going to survive very long. We do have another tank at the back there. They're waiting for more tanks to be produced. Over in this section, he's bringing the units in this way. He's going to cut off this section here by the looks of things. But Animorph is spreading out quite far, and he's going for some air units. And he's also got SAM, so he's expecting air units, which is always good, even if you don't end up having to use them. It's best to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. But those air units are going to be great at taking on these tanks, and if he doesn't try and start producing any SAM units, the air units are going to surprise him instead. What is he going for? It looks like helicopters, which is probably a perfect option when it comes to tanks. And it looks like he's grabbing the energy wells up here as well. He's going to try and build up some air units. If he's going for multiple energy wells and he hasn't built one yet, I'm going to assume that he plans to build more airfields in the future as well. We've got those tanks moving north now. Instead of going for the attack over here where the enemy here has a fair amount of defences set up, instead they're not trying to engage there. So he's sending the tanks off up into the north, probably to cut off the expanders. Any units trying to expand. Got some more eco structures coming out now. We've got 2 industries now and 1 being constructed. We've got a helicopter on the field. I think it might be a bit unwise to release the helicopter so early. I know you can't really deal with these tanks at the moment, but to have one come out now, he's going to start producing SAM, which will make it harder for you to surprise him with more air units. But at the same time, if you need them, you need them. I probably would have tried to build some up more and try and attack this location mainly. But it is difficult when you've got so many areas to deal with. It's not the helicopter. The helicopter just went down. I missed that. I don't see what shot that down. There you go. The helicopter's just coming onto the front line here, taking on that artillery, and now we're going for a push. So now it's just infantry on the front lines there, and the artillery are probably going to quite easily sweep those guys straight away. The tanks are actually moving down towards the south instead now, a new group. My mouse wheel, I really need to change my mouse. And the helicopters, looks like they spotted the tanks movement and they're going to come down here and try and cut that off. Or they're just going for the defense. I'm not sure which way around that's been thought out. But those tanks have been left to do what they want to do up in this direction. We've got a barracks being built right next to them as well, so Animorph's hoping that they don't spot that barracks. And tanks don't have good vision, so that probably isn't actually going to happen. And I'm surprised those tanks are being used in defense. I'm not sure if that was meant to happen, or is it just me? I think I was just viewing it wrong. I just think I caught them at a bad time. But I would like to quickly check over the eco at this point. We are 15 minutes into the game. Animorph is on 698. And Mutant is on about 530 there. And I think we've got quite a lot of tanks here actually. I think Mutant's doing pretty good on the tanks. He should send them forward though. We've got a group here that's facing this way, trying to shoot the defense. We need those tanks to move in on this direction over here. And there's tanks moving into the south, so the helicopters are distracted. That should be able to clear out the attack path here. Maybe just keep them all as one group and just sweep upward like that. Back them up with SAM units, but he's just building the SAM now and they've been left behind. There's only one. So again, you do need the SAM to build up a little bit, otherwise the helicopters will tear them to shreds and you'll never be able to catch up. Encounter. We have a town over here I didn't spot before, and there's a trade route they could have access to if they were able to get some units round. We've got an airfield being spawned by Mutant there, and the tanks have actually been cleared up. There's one more coming in, and we've got the SAM unit moving that way as well. This one's a bit stuck. I think Animorph has been able to take control over this front line pretty well. I think he had a good lot of units. He took the right time to attack. I feel like he should have kept those helicopters a little longer before unveiling his evil plans there. And he's spreading out and he's taking advantage. He knows that he's ahead at this point, so he's spreading out more so, and he's focused on building up his economy. Just in case this battle turns south, he's got something to back up to. He hasn't invested completely in this engagement here. He's invested in the future as well. But the helicopter's moving in. We've only got 3 SAMs on the front there. One goes down straight away. Another one's getting taken out quickly. And even that one's going to go down as well. Helicopters do a lot of damage on the first engagement. You really need a good clump of SAM before you can actually try and take them out. There we go. The match has ended, I believe. Mutant had lost that one. Animorph had won. He was taking advantage as well, so he didn't even assume that he'd won. It's like, don't slow down before you cross the finish line. Animorph was doing that perfectly. He was keeping up the pace and the momentum, especially with his economy. So let me know what you guys thought about that match. Feel free to share what you would advise. And yeah, there are 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click on one, and I will see you there. Thanks for watching.